Welcome back, everybody.
Welcome.
We're just here debating one of the hottest topics under the sun right now.
All right, down here at Super Lilly Bros today.
You wanna recap what we're so very fiery debating right now?
You go in the wrong direction.
I'm just messing around. I'm just going in circles right now.
All right. I know that old chestnut. So here's the question, the $1 million question, and I'd love to hear y'all's answers down in the comment section. Which one would you rather fight? 100 ducks, or 100 horses the size of a duck, or 1 duck the size of a horse?
Feel free to comment below. I probably won't care or look at it, but feel free to.
Comment below, let me know.
This is the first feather we've gotten in this whole dang game.
I continue to miss the feathers. They just will, fall off, wherever.
I'm legitimately mad at you for... You've missed every single one.
It is not my fault at all. I haven't had a chance. Both times, the birds happened to die right over the edge of a cliff.
Yeah, but you weren't looking.
I was trying to. Okay, anyway. So.
Go through... What do I do? I thought I could open this door.
I don't think you can.
I thought I could carry these through doors, though.
Oh, also it has a Kikiri symbol on the doors. We were also discussing how this dungeon is absolutely the Kikiri Forest from Ocarina of Time, but taken over by evil magic. Where are you going? You're going to get yourself lost, and then we're not going to get through this dungeon.
Well, what do I do with this? What do I do with it?
I already used it to get into that door. It had stuff on it originally.
This thing?
Yeah.
Well, where am I going? This way?
You're going into that door. That's all. You just had to go in here.
Oh, that's crazy. This is where I started.
So I am firmly in the fight the giant duck camp because I feel like it would be reasonably easy to break the duck's bones because birds' bones are so brittle that even if you make a duck that size, the bones would be pretty easy to break. So you could jump onto its head and crash down, and you could force its neck to break or whatever.
And I am on the side of logic and reason.
Facts and logic.
About to beat you with facts and logic. I'm talking to the enemy. Cut to when we're doing a TED talk.
So what do you say, Christian? You still haven't given me your answer.
Yes, I have.
No, you keep almost giving it to me, but you haven't given me an answer.
I've been debating you for half an hour.
So you say you'd rather take on the horses.
Yes.
Okay. Why do you think it'd be easier to take on the horses?
Because I still am not convinced that they would be of enough inconvenience to me for me to give a care to them.
You think that... I mean, think about... Okay, this is where we landed it on last time. You've got 100 cats that you're fighting. Except for the cats are stronger, faster... I was about to say smarter, but a horse and a cat are very comparable in intelligence. So I'm going to say they're stronger and faster.
You're talking about horses, you mean?
Yeah. They're absolutely stronger and faster than cats.
Yeah, but horses... Here's the thing about horses. They're cowards, okay?
Okay, but it doesn't matter because in the situation, we have pumped these horses full of testosterone and hormones and all this other stuff to make them more aggressive.
Well, why don't we do the same for the duck?
We are doing the same for the duck. Everyone gets hormones and
Why are we doing this at all?
Because we need to know. The people want to know, Christian.
Why? Well, why do they get testosterone?
Or just they get something to make them. In other words, you have to actually fight them. You're not going to not fight them. It's a fighting situation.
I feel like they should just be normal. Normal duck, normal horse.
Okay, but you still have to fight them. Even if they're normal, you still have to fight them. The point is the fight. If they just run away from the fight, that's not
Yeah, but that's what a horse would do.
It's not an interesting conversation.
That's where your argument falls apart.
It doesn't have to fall apart because it's about a fight with a horse, not trying to chase a horse. And even then, horses, if you do make them angry, they will attack you.
I mean, well, yeah. If you sneak up on them or you attack them from the back, they'll buck you.
Okay, so you have attacked both a horse and a duck for the back.
If I can have anything I want, I could just maim them down with any gun of my choosing.
But 100 of them, and they're so fast. Do you really think you're gonna be able to keep up?
Well, I honestly don't think horses would be that much worse if they're the size of a duck than a duck.
But that's what I keep trying to prove to you. They're faster, they're stronger, and they're smarter than ducks. And by a wide margin.
But not enough for me to care though.
Okay, but you're still thinking about one horse. It's not one tiny horse. It is 100 tiny horses all running to attack you.
Could you imagine if we just agreed on this? I agree.
Yeah, that's true.
Wait, what? I'm just saying I agree with you. You don't want to talk about it or something?
That would be for some bad content. They would just be like, yeah, that sounds good.
Can I get this stupid...
You gotta hit him. Oh no, you hurt my wings.
God, that's gross.
Johnny Day just pooping out his offspring. That's really messed up.
Imagine the existence of being one of those little spiky things.
Why do you exist? What do I exist? You exist to be attacking Link. Oh my god.
You exist to be murdered as a distraction, and then watch your mother die in horror.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Alright. Best boomerang in any 3D Zelda game, fight me.
I won't.
It's so good.
I mean, I do like the boomerang in Twilight Princess, too.
I do. I like the puzzle aspect of it more than the puzzle aspect of this one. But this one is so useful for combat in a way that one just is not.
Oh, God. Why do you... Miyamoto? Why do you gotta make the right stick the... You gotta know. You gotta... Come on.
It's because they're trying to get you to use the gamepad to aim with the gyroscope.
It's not gonna work, okay?
It's not gonna work. I refuse.
You cannot blackmail me with terrible controls, okay? I will not use that thing in my last life.
Exactly.
Alright.
Well,
this is always the part in the dungeon where I'm like... I get confused what to do.
It's because there's so many options suddenly available to you. It's hard to know what the correct way forward is.
It does come so much easier.
Yeah. There's just something about with this boomerang, just the flap of it, that's so satisfying.
Yeah. I mean, I can't argue with you.
Oh, look at that. Yes. The only boomerang in any game that comes close is the Link's Awakening upgraded boomerang, which is like a god killer, and the Phantom Hourglass and Spirit Tracks boomerang, where you can draw the path.
I remember the boomerang being pretty creative in that game.
It's really cool.
Because you can don't you fight a boss and you gotta mix the fire together?
Yeah.
And it
yeah, so there's this Phantom Hourglass.
Wait, I remember what to do. Hold on.
I've been replaying it recently, and there's a lot to like about Phantom Hourglass, and there's a lot to not like about Phantom Hourglass as well.
You freaking serious?
But the bosses are so cool, so clever in it, and how it uses the actual console to to its advantage in order to make the bosses cooler is just really cool. So, like, the boss that you're thinking of is Burn. And Burn splits up into 3 little tiny guys.
You remember his name?
I just recently replayed it.
Oh, that's right.
So,
God save you. God bless.
He splits up into 3 tiny little guys, and you'll try and hit him with the boomerang or with your sword, and nothing will happen to them. You're like, what the heck? Until you look at the top screen, and you realize on the top screen, for their icons, one of them has 1 horn, one of them has 2 horns, and one of them has 3 horns. So you have to draw your boomerang in such a way as to hit the first one first, the second one second, and the third one third, and it'll combine them into one guy that you can then attack.
Would you say that game is better than you remember it?
It is simultaneously better and worse than I remember. So, like, for years and years and years, it's kind of been my, like,
Mr. Grabby.
Crap-on game, you know? Like well, this is the Zelda that's just bad. So then I started replaying it. When I started replaying it, I was like, oh my gosh, the bosses are really good, the boomerang is really good. There's just a handful of things in this game that are done in a very clever way. And it's just using the items in a way I would never think to do. It's the best bomb choose in any Zelda game, because you can just draw the little path, and they make that really clever. But, oh, you forgot to cut the... Oh, there's a... But for everything that's cool like that, there's also just something stupid. Like, they shoehorn in, it's kind of like Skyward Sword, they shoehorn in these ideas too hard into Phantom Hourglass.
Put a nickel in the jar.
Yeah. They just shoehorn it in way too hard to, like, force you to do these certain controls. Like, having to control it with touch controls all the time is so annoying. And having to do the Temple of the Ocean King over and over and over again is really annoying. And there's just, like, 100 million small things like that. Probably one of the big ones that drives me crazy is there's almost no good puzzles in this game. Almost every puzzle is go to a wall or talk to a person, and that person or wall will just tell you what you need to do. Then you can write down what you need to do onto the map, and then go to another part of the map and do it.
I strictly remember playing that game, and like when I was like really young, that was like one of the first games I ever played for like the DS.
Yeah.
And I played through the whole game, but I didn't enjoy it. I don't remember why. I think I was like pretending to enjoy it, but that game wasn't fun to me.
It's one of those games that, like, when you keep playing, you're like, oh, I'm sure that I'm about to fall in love with it. And you just never quite do, you know?
Yeah.
It just never quite clicks the right way.
I mean, you can also just tell from the beginning, it's like, uh-oh.
Yeah.
Like touchscreen stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And coming off of, like, and it's supposed to be a Windwaker sequel, I'm like, really? You're gonna follow up Windwaker, one of the best Zelda games, with this, one of the most critically acclaimed, graphically, Zelda games.
I mean, it's unfortunate, but that got me. little 9-year-old me. I mean, I at least played this, or I watched you guys play this.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh god, I remember absolutely, like, I want to play this so bad, it looks so fun. And then, I think you were like, well, look, this game's just like it. It's got, you know, it's in the ocean, and it's got the same guy on it. And I was like, oh boy, I'm naive, I'll buy it. And then I bought it. And I think that's why I kept on, like, not letting anyone know that I hated it.
What is this?
But now I can comfortably be like, this game is doo-doo water.
Yeah. Now, once again, I do want to reiterate, there are some things in that game that I've been surprised by how much I love. Like, the bosses have consistently been extremely clever, really, 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 really smart bosses. Really satisfying to do. How they use some of the items is so clever. Whenever it's a puzzle that isn't them just telling you what to do and then you do it, it's a really good puzzle. And then the way that they use the map, like there's an entire island where you have to... Where did you get out of that room by the end of it?
I think I just got like a chart.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually very disappointed by that.
It has to be a piece of heart chart. Sure.
Why don't they just give me a piece of heart then?
I don't know.
Where you at, Jimmy Kimmel? Come on. It's gotta be a joke.
But what was I saying? Something about Phantom Hourglass?
Gosh, I don't know. There's so many of these guys. Do you have like a family or something?
You killed my brother, and now I am dead.
Why? What?
You asked if they had a family or something. There's the family.
The revenge of the racist octor something.
Not Octoroks. Are those Octoroks in this game? I don't think they are. I think
that's actually what it is.
Okay. So they're not Dooku's either. Or Deku's. Madukus!
That's a very sensitive subject.
I think that this one is supposed to be Ciari's house.
You want to have your mind absolutely blown inside out again?
Sure. Whoa!
Except for it's nighttime. At night.
But yeah, you see how it wraps up? There's a building in Kikiri Forest that has a path that wraps around it to the top, and it was Ciari's house.
Yeah, I do remember that. I remember going through this whole thing. I remember going through this realization like not too long ago.
Yeah, it's just like, oh my gosh. That's why I say this game is the king of like, it doesn't seem very Zelda-y on the outside, and then you just kind of keep playing it, and it's like,
if you don't get it, it's fine, but if you play Zelda, you're like, oh my holy god.
Yeah, it's like, sweet Christmas. What's this? You already got the dungeon? Oh, this is the big key.
It's a blue rupee.
Phantom Hourglass also has big keys like this, and they have a really cool concept that it's really heavy to carry the big keys. But the big keys are so like you have to like they have an opportunity for it to be really interesting, like really hard to get the big key to the door, but they never do it. It's like you just kind of have to carry it, and then the boss door is like 5 feet away, and you're like, oh, okay. It's like, why didn't you do so? It almost feels like they had these puzzles, and then someone said this is too annoying, in addition to all the other annoying bullcrap you have in these games, so you have to cut all this out. And they're like, oh, okay.
I do remember that.
Yeah. I remember because the message was like, you got a big key! And I'm always like, and then they would also have a message that's like, you have a small key! And I was like, oh, you have a big crappy key versus a small crappy key.
Woo! I literally haven't hit them once, they've just killed each other. I'm gonna get one of these in here.
You are going to die. There you go.
What was that? Keep talking trash. With my giant spear. You look so baked. Alright. This swing is like...
You just broke the...
Oh god, no.
Stop! Get the stop! Get the stop!
Here to claim my taxes.
Alright. And with that, we're gonna have to head on out to the next episode.
Yeah!
Unfortunately.
Unfortunately. Alright, we'll see you guys.
See ya.
You know what to do.
And if you don't, ask someone.